One more story I want to tell you. You know, when we did Batman Begins, we never thought we'd end up with doing 3 movies. And to most of you, it was probably 3 movies, but to us it was 12 years of our life. And it started all with Chris Nolan phoning me one day and asking me if I wanted to go and do a Batman movie. And my instant answer, of course, was yes. And then I started having doubts about how to split my personality into the Dark Knight and the elegant Bruce Wayne. And Chris got that, and he said, you know, what about your friend James Newton Howard? And of course I agreed, because James is probably the most elegant composer I know out there, and he's a friend. So the 3 of us ticketed off here to London, and we did Batman Begins. And it was successful enough that the studio asked us to do another one. But Chris won't do anything unless he actually has an idea himself that he believes in. And so a few years went by before he came over to my studio, and he started to tell me about this character he thought about, the Joker. He started to talk to me about anarchy, and there's like a sort of a punk attitude and a fearlessness. And he started to talk to me about a character that was full of rage, but at the same time, curiously, it's the only character in the whole movie that always will tell you the truth. I said, you know, the more he talked about it, the more I realized how complex his role was. And I said to him, so who are you going to cast for this? And he said, oh, there's this young actor called Heath Ledger. And as you all know, Heath just inhabited the role. I mean, he gave it an authenticity, he gave it a commitment, that was a fearlessness. You know, every time we looked at dailies or rushes or scenes, it was like there was a sun burning our eyeballs from the screen. There was such intensity. But shortly before we finished the film, we got a call saying that our Heath had died. And my first reaction was, of course, that I had to pull all that punk stuff back, all the aggression back, that wasn't the right thing to do, the rusted razor blades across the steel strings, until I realized that the only way I could honor the performance, that fearless performance, and the only way I could honor the man was to leave that edge in there, because he brought so much edge to the role. And a little while later, Chris came to me and he said, look, we should really make this a trilogy. And we did Dark Knight Rises, and we found our way of being inventive again, we found our courage again. And we finished the movie and we went to New York and had just an incredible premiere. And that next day, we got on a plane for London. And I remember arriving at my flat here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and the phone is ringing. And it's a journalist, and he's asking me, you know, he's asking me what my reaction is to the shooting that happened while they were screening our movie in Colorado in a small town called Aurora. And I hadn't heard of it, I hadn't heard of any of this, none of us had. We were on the plane all night. And so I said the first word that came into my head, which was devastated. And all day I was thinking about the victims, and all day I was thinking about the loved ones they left behind, and all day I realized that word isn't enough. Everybody was saying that word, and it's nothing. It's not how I speak. And I phoned my friends in the choir that night and I said, Can we make a piece of music that has no words, but at the same time still feels like our arms are reaching out across the Atlantic, our arms are reaching out to the small town in Colorado called Aurora, and we're putting our arms around the loved ones left behind and we're embracing them. And you know the world hasn't gotten any better yet. I wish I never had to do this track again. But look at what happened in Paris, look what's just happened in London, look at what's happening in Syria, look at what's happening in the world. But look at this stage at the same time. People from all nationalities, from all nations, from all continents, these musicians, we're all here tonight, playing from our hearts, and we're stretching our arms out. Tonight, we're here for you, London, and we want to embrace you, and we want to play this piece for you tonight, from our hearts, ladies and gentlemen. This piece is called, yeah.